Gemini, and welcome to Echo Tarot. I'm here with your December 2020 Astro report and tarot reading, the general reading for the month. So we're going to go over a few dates first, and then I'll be doing a number of little spreads with also an extended reading on my Patreon site, which I have the links for down in the description box. Not a whole lot there now, but I have just recently reset my entire technological setup, and I'm going to be putting a lot more material on YouTube as well as at Patreon. So if you do find that this reading is resonating with you, you can get a subscription at Patreon. That actually opens up all the signs for you and anything that I've recorded thus far. So let's talk about the astrology. So if you haven't already, I would suggest that you go and take a look at the collective reading that I did for December for everybody, because we're all kind of in the same little vice grip right now of having to purge old patterns that we can't take with us as we are going to be crossing the threshold into the age of Aquarius on solstice. So anything that's toxic and not working for you right now, the universe is going to do everything it possibly can to create scenarios and situations to completely purge them from your life, so that when you emerge after the holiday season into the first couple of weeks of January, you have a lot more clarity as to where it is you're going and who you're going to be going with, and what it is that you're actually leaving behind once and for all for good. So let's take a look. The first date that I've kind of incorporated into this report is actually November 30th. I'm recording this on the 8th of December. I'm still trying to get my systems down. But for you, Gemini, November 30th's lunar eclipse in your sign would have brought up a lot of intense emotions to the surface for you. Or it was a gateway somewhere in around the 4 days before and the 4 days after would have been the ripe, fertile time for situations and circumstances that would bring you closer to your sense of a personal truth and how you want to live your life. When you hit the 14th, which is a solar eclipse in Sagittarius, that's your opposite sign. So there's going to be a lot of activity over the next year, maybe a little bit more than that, in these very emotional, karmic areas for you. So Sagittarius is your house of relationships because it sits directly opposite you on the wheel. So that's going to be your focus. We'll be healing your relationships. There may have been something that came up around the 30th that kind of rocked your world or the world of your partner if you are involved with someone. By the time you hit the solstice on the 21st of December, you are coming into, because it's happening in your 9th house of philosophy and travel, you're going to find that that is kind of like enlightenment or bust. So whatever path is going to take you towards the enlightenment that this lifetime is trying to get you to, you're going to see the way really clear. And your philosophies on things and going new places is going to become more important to you than it has in a while. Because this is kind of setting you up for both Jupiter and Saturn are going to be in Aquarius starting just about a week from now. And that's going to change everything, especially because Aquarius is a sister air sign to you. So you're going to be feeling the effects of that for quite some time. So watch for these new themes to be emerging. All right, so that's the Astro information. Let's get into the tarot. So I haven't done it yet for any of the signs, but maybe I'll do it for you. Maybe it'll work this time as I get my systems back online again. I'm going to do a 9-card spread for you with my Klimt deck. It's a really pretty one. Ooh, look at that. The Empress showed up. So you might be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra somewhere in your equation. So, yeah, while I gave Celtic crosses to Aries and Taurus, you're getting the 9 card. So there's first one, second. For Gemini for December 2020. What are we looking at, Gemini? I did it. I managed to do the spread I wanted to do. Yay for me. Nope. Oh, okay. And nope. So there. All right. So the surrounding energies for you, Gemini. Oh, the Three of Swords. So we've got a little bit of sorrow going on. What else can I tell you? Yeah, it's, you know, it's heartbreak. It's heartbreak. It can be betrayal. But it's definitely, you know, it's kind of like you have to break your heart in order to open it. So let's get an idea of the past energies for you, Gemini. You know, you've been the Page of Wands. You are looking forward. You are looking forward to change. And you have been for a while. You know, you've been presenting as a very loving and, you know, apologies if they were necessary, no problem, inspired, and, you know, really good at communicating. So right now it's about work, it's about trusting, and it's about love. So, you really have entered a place of surrender. It may or may not be comfortable for you. There also may be an Aries somewhere in your world, you know, and, you know, you're working it through, and, you know, because underneath everything is a whole lot of love, is the Two of Cups. So as to where this energy is moving towards, ooh, 2 4s. So we got the 4 cups. So you could be missing opportunities that are being presented to you right now, like something's right under your nose. And because with the eclipses, we don't necessarily have all the information until the series of eclipses is over. So it's probably going to be about the first or second week of January before you're going to have all the information. In the meantime, you're not really talking to a lot of people. What did I just do there to my hair? Yeah, get down. Okay. So you've got basically the 4 of Pentacles here. So whatever it is you are thinking, you're keeping to yourself. And yeah, because there's a lot of hope for this situation. And maybe you do see a good portion of it, but it could also be that maybe your partner or the people around you can't see it yet either. So it's this kind of foggy, misty sense of hope and trust, as well as a tinge of sorrow. So I'm just going to lay down for this right now. I'm going to lay down 3 clarifying cards for the advice for Gemini. So yeah, there could be a Taurus somewhere, a Taurus or a Libra somewhere in that was part of the past, and then you could have a Cancer or Pisces Scorpio that you're dealing with presently. And let's see what this one is. Four Cups again. Yeah, I think you're confused. I think you can sense and intuit that movement is definitely on the card, in the cards for you. But again, it's a matter of evaluating and quietly evaluating your circumstances, because you have many choices. And there's a lot of reason for hope. But right now really is a time for healing. So, and you're a little stressed about it. You trust that it's all going to be okay, because at the end of the day, there's love, a lot of it. It's the purest form of love, as far as I'm concerned, in the tarot deck. And as I said, it could be with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or just someone who is very much emotionally available and who is mature, or is your perfect partner. But like I said, there are things that you're holding back, and there are things that they're holding back. So until this fog of confusion lifts, you're likely not going to see any movement in here. And just remember that if you are feeling, heartbroken about something, that really, all it's really meant to do is to open your heart right now, because that's what the collective is being supported in doing right now. So that's lovely. Now, where am I going next? We are going to love and relationships, because that does obviously, with the astrology and with the cards that we've seen so far, it's pretty logical. So this is kind of a sampler of my relationship diagnostic readings. I use the love deck. It's really cute, and it helps to I find the cuteness of the illustrations even, kind of make it easier to talk about the things that are not so easy to talk about. So this first card represents you, and this next card for December 2020 represents your partner. All right, and then this third card is going to represent the state of the relationship, or the focus of the relationship presently. All right, energy surrounding your relationship. Fear of commitment. So there it is. Okay, so it's kind of like, there's this ball and chain kind of dynamic that that you may be afraid of getting locked down in, and the monotony that comes with that. So let's take a look at you. You are giving. This is part of this healing that needs to take place around the 14th. And then for you, Gemini, we've got infidelity. So, so there may be some issues around that for you. Let's take a look and see what else is going on. So your partner is kind of feeling trapped. And it's either as a let's just see here, fear of commitment. So either you or your partner has some fear around commitment. And only sees commitment as a trap, as a restrictive force. Now, the astrology has you feeling a sense of wanderlust. Your philosophy and your urge to travel is likely to increase. So, I don't know what to say. Whether it's you who's feeling trapped, or maybe, oh, pardon me, or maybe and I mean, it could be as simple as, either you are not being faithful and the person you're with feels trapped in that reality, or as a result of dysfunctional patterns around fears around commitment and not being true to yourself. That all relationships are traps. These things all have to do with self-worth. So I think I'm going to leave that at that. In the extended, I'll go a little deeper. But for now, let's take a look, switch lanes, and take a look at career and finance for Gemini. So Gemini, what I'm doing for the career and finance is I'm using this very rare card deck, and it's just playing cards. But it was designed by Marshall McLuhan back in 1969, and it's called the Distant Early Warning deck, or the DEW line. If you know your history books, you know what that is. Very old-fashioned term. But McLuhan designed this deck with the boardroom in mind, so that, when everybody's sitting around the boardroom and you ran out of ideas or solutions, there's time to pull out this card deck. Ooh, and look at that, it just flew out. So I'm just going to put that over there. I'm probably not going to interpret this too much because I find that the abstract is far more powerful for your experience. So we have the 3 of clubs. So it's 3 of wands, which is waiting for your ships to come in. That's in tarot. So the missing link was the greatest discovery of the 19th century. So I'm just going to leave that with you. And actually, I think for the other signs, I've been pulling 1 card from my Rider-Waite. So let's get some tarot influence on that. Oh, the 10 of Wands. So the missing link was the greatest discovery of the 19th century with the 10 of Wands. So, burdens. And something missing. That's all I'm going to say. So, to finish this out for YouTube, I'm going to pull one of my Oracle of E cards, because these are just so much fun. I love these cards. And there it is for you, Gemini. Living large. Living large. So, that's what the time is for Gemini. So this is where I'm going to leave you here. If you've been finding that this reading is resonating with you, you can, as I said, join me at Patreon, which the link is down below in the description box. Also, please remember to like it, share it, subscribe so you get notified for my next videos. And thank you so much for joining me today, Gemini. We'll see you again.